Hello, my name is Cassidy Gard, and welcome to my I Am CAIT episode 4 recap. And I will be recapping my top 3 favorite moments of this episode, the highlights that I think stole the show. So the headlines this week, I saw a lot of titles, basically with the main theme being, can social media queen Kim Kardashian swoop in and save the ratings on I Am CAIT? So she comes and she has a big conversation with Kate, and she's like, you know what? You cannot bash us on the way up, you know? Like, the Vanity Fair article was clearly something that rocked a lot of the Kardashians and the Jenners especially, and it really broke my heart because Kate is really honest, and she just says, like, you guys don't come to visit me. Like, besides you, Kim, Court hasn't come, Khloe hasn't come, like, the kids aren't coming to see me. And gosh, it broke my heart. It really made me feel as if she was so isolated up in this beautiful hill in Malibu overlooking the ocean, but that all she wants is to stay connected to her children. So I really felt for her in that, but I thought that Kim Kardashian handled it very gracefully. She didn't start a fight, she wasn't catty, she just said these are the facts, she was really calm, and you gotta hand it to Kim. Like, as much flack as that woman gets, she's actually very well spoken, and I felt very soothed while I was watching. You know, she just said, this is where we're coming from, and you know, I just feel as if you should know. Like, she has that voice that's just very, you know, like crisp on the ends. I feel as if you should know that it's not fair to drag my mom through the mud, you know, just like very soothing. Whereas Khloe is like the total opposite. God love her, I love Khloe too. But this was the big opening scene. I'm really glad they waited to bring more of the Kardashians in until episode 4. I really think those first 3 episodes were golden, that it was all about the girl squad. The second highlight of the episode had to be Chaz Bono. I didn't know that much about Chaz, and I had never actually really heard him speak, so I love that they are having somebody on the show that is from the opposite situation, a woman transitioning into a man. I think there's been a lot of attention on the men transitioning into women and being the trans, beautiful women that they are, but I think it's important to show both aspects of it so that you don't leave anybody out. And they go and visit a support group for teens and parents who are transitioning and dealing with this. And once again, it's incredible because, you know, one of the girls was Zoe, and Zoe's, I think, 13 and started transitioning when she was 9. It's interesting because the parents are obviously going to have some level of being torn. You don't want to let a 3-year-old decide and go do, you know, a sex assignment surgery, and then gosh, when they're like 9, they've changed their mind. So as a parent, you have to be really careful to make sure that you are following all the precautions and you're doing everything, you know, correctly. And this is a support system where people can really learn what is correct and the right way to do it. And I wouldn't even know where to begin. So I think it's amazing. Caitlyn comes and hears the stories, and she brings Candace along with her. And I think Candace is also very well spoken. I love hearing her speak. And I think it's great that we have the two of them and they're like bouncing off each other. Oh, and this follows when they had their sleepover, which ended up being like a really fun platonic get together. But you know, it was fun because we got to see Caitlyn's boobies, and they're pretty glorious. I'm trying to focus on the highlights that they're bringing to the platform and the good work they're doing, but sometimes you just gotta take a step back and be like, Caitlyn Jenner has a pretty good chest area. She's looking good. There's some good cleavage. Yeah, take a look for yourself. There's so much talk about whether or not Candace is gonna date Caitlyn and vice versa, and who even knows, but the fact of the matter is, if they're gonna be a couple and they're going to go speak to our youth about being trans, then this is the couple to do it. There's something that's really relatable about the two of them. You wanna hear them speak. I love every second. So that was my second favorite moment, was having them go visit, and I think it's great to bring Chaz onto the show so you have a little bit of both sides of it. So it really balances everything out. My third highlight most definitely was Miss Khloe Kardashian. We get to see that Caitlyn is going through a lot of the same stuff that a lot of this youth is, and they told Caitlyn, when you go through this and you take on a new identity, you basically go through your adolescence all over again. You know, the self-conscious aspects of it, you know, not being sure how you feel about yourself, all these different things, it comes to light. So it was a really big deal to me to see Khloe struggle with this, because I think when other people watch that might be from similar families, they'll see it and they'll realize it happens to everybody. It doesn't matter what tax bracket you're in. If you're transitioning and you have a family or parents or whatever it is, it's hard on everybody for different reasons. I do have to say, I think there's something really admirable about Kim and Khloe standing up for their mama. I think they love Kris, they love Caitlyn, but they have to say, don't drag our mom down. And I don't actually think Caitlyn did drag Kris down, but when you love your parents, you will stop at nothing to protect them. So I don't really fault either one of them, but it was a big scene to see Caitlyn and Khloe join back together and realize that they're just going through it too. They're just going through all the same stuff, they're trying to figure it out, and I think it was refreshing to see a little bit more of the family side. It's been awesome seeing all the trans women on the show, but I think it's great to balance it with both. Those are my 3 favorite moments. I loved every second. The show is just getting better and better. I cannot wait to see where it goes next, and I'm gonna be so sad when it ends. Okay, so this was the 4th, there's 8 total, so we're halfway through. Okay, so 4 episodes left, but I have to say, I love that Kris comes on the show. I figured she would, but then I just actually didn't know if she was going to be comfortable or if she was going to support the show. But Kris comes on the show, and holy heck, it broke my heart. Because I realized from Kris's perspective, when you spend that amount of time with a man, and he's your husband, and he's the father of your children, and then you find out he is not wanting to be who you thought he was, of course there's parts of that you're gonna have to mourn, and I feel for Kris. I do. I really feel for her a lot, and I think she hasn't dragged Caitlyn through the mud. I think she's been handling it very gracefully. I don't know what happened behind closed doors with the two of them. It just definitely sounds like there were a lot of control issues going on, but once again, I don't really think it's the public's business, but the fact that Kris comes on the show to show a united front, I hope that it sets an example for other families. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit thumbs up if you love this video, and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this one. I am recapping every single Sunday night. If you would like to watch my other I Am Kate recaps, you can find the links in the description box below. And I will see you guys all on the next one. Bye everyone!